Alright, what's going on everyone? Trending Tracks here bringing you another video, and today I'm talking about this Pusha T Drake beef. I already made a video or two about this, but this beef is getting very serious now. I thought maybe it was a marketing scheme at first, but Pusha T just responded to Drake's Duppy Freestyle, and he took some serious shots at Drake's personal life, his family, everything, his career, what he raps about, and he's just getting really dirty with this stuff. Now, I thought the Infrared song that started it off kind of wasn't that strong of a track, like a diss track, because he was pretty vague, and I understand, I guess, because he didn't want to go fully at Drake because he didn't know if Drake was going to respond or anything. But after Drake's response, he totally went in. He mentioned a lot of the stuff that Drake talked about in his Duppy Freestyle and kind of flipped it on him like Drake did on his Duppy Freestyle with Infrared. He flipped a lot of the points that he was talking about, and Pusha T just says a lot of crazy stuff here that a lot of us didn't know. He's kind of exposing him for a lot of stuff that we had no clue about, and I'm going to talk about those here. So I think this track dropped on Hot 97, like the radio station, and I can't play the full thing, but I'm going to play it in clips. I'm going to talk about what he says, play like a little 30-second clip, and then we're going to kind of break it down and talk about it. So before I play the first snippet of this song, I want to talk to you guys what he talks about in this part. So he mentions the fact that Drake's songs the past couple years have been lies, like he kind of doesn't actually do what he raps about, and he's kind of posing, which I can understand, especially like the whole accent thing he's been doing, like the Jamaican accent, like he's been incorporating that a lot into it, and Push is saying like he's not really about that stuff, he's not really about the life that he raps about. But to play devil's advocate, I want to say that Drake kind of said the same exact thing in Duppy Freestyle about Pusha, that he doesn't actually sell all these drugs that he claims to. And realistically, guys, it's rap. Like, people don't actually do everything they rap about. Sometimes it just sounds good, sometimes it flows. So I didn't think this shot was too good, but the next couple are very good, and I'm going to break them down right now. He brings up the fact that his dad left, and he kind of like flaunts his dad on Instagram, promotes his dad, but like he wasn't there his whole entire life. And that's like a really personal thing to talk about, but it is kind of true. Like, Drake didn't have any contact with his dad growing up, and then after he blew up, his dad got back into contact with him, and now they're like really good friends, and they're always posting pictures together and stuff. And he brings up the fact that his dad's on Instagram, which is kind of funny, and he says to tell his dad to get off Instagram, like no one wants to see that, which is kind of true. Like, he does post some like weird stuff on Instagram, and he talks about like the suits that his dad's always wearing, the goofy like abstract suits, which is also pretty funny, but not really that crazy. But the whole dad leaving thing I thought was absolutely like savage to talk about. And then the last thing he talks about in this first little snippet is Birdman taking all his money. He said something about Baby like taking half the check, and it's not as much money as it looks like it is. But I don't know the contractual situation with Drake and Young Money, if Birdman is still taking like a cut of his pay. Drake doesn't really talk about Young Money anymore. He kind of just promotes OVO. But if that is true, that Birdman's still taking his money, that's kind of crazy, because Birdman's been the one taking Lil Wayne's money too, holding back the Carter 5. So if this is true, I had no clue Birdman was still taking his money. But yeah, guys, I broke down a couple of the things he talks about. I'm going to play the clip right here.
Drug dealing aside, ghost writing aside, let's have a heart-to-heart about your pride. Even though you're multi, I see that your soul don't look alive. The M's count different when Baby divides the pie. Wait, let's examine why your music for the past few years been angry and full of lies. I started at the home front, I'm on one. Dennis Graham, stay off the gram, bitch, I'm on one. You mentioned wedding ring like it's a bad thing. Your father walked away at 5, hell of a dad thing.
Oh, and by the way, guys, I forgot to mention he raps over the Story of OJ Jay-Z beat, which is, in my opinion, a really great beat. I love that song. And I thought it was cool how he rapped over like a whole nother beat, like a famous beat that we all knew. Because when I first heard it, I instantly recognized it, and I was like, okay, he's about to go in. And then in this next clip, he compares Drake's dad to Steve Harvey, which is also kind of funny. Not too harsh, but nonetheless, I still thought it was pretty funny. And then another thing that he brings up, which is also pretty personal, was Drake not being black enough, not feeling black enough growing up, because he is light-skinned. And Drake always talks about how he's not black enough, so he doesn't like get involved in the black excellence conversation. And he mentioned something about not growing his fro out because he thought it wouldn't be nappy enough. I think that's just an opinion. I don't think that's like a fact, but that nonetheless, it's still pretty funny, and I thought it was a good line. And then the next thing he talks about is, I think, the most like crazy thing that he brought up is he brought up a secret baby that Drake apparently has with a porn star that he doesn't put out there, he doesn't talk about. He said the child's name is Adonis, and it's with a porn star. And that's just kind of crazy to me. I never knew Drake had a kid, if that is true. I don't think he'd rap about that if it wasn't true, so I'm pretty sure that's probably true. But nonetheless, Pusha's a savage for like digging up this dirt, because he probably knew this for a while and he was probably waiting to say this. I think it's just gonna only intensify this beef.
A Steve Harvey suit nigga made him. Confused, always felt you weren't black enough. Afraid to grow it cause your fro wouldn't nap enough. Since you name dropped my fiance, let him know who you chose as your Beyonce. Sophie knows better as your baby mother.
And pretty much the only thing that he brings up here at the end is the fact that OVO 40, Drake's well-known producer, is like super sick. He said he's hunched over like he's 80. I didn't know that OVO 40 was sick. I didn't know 40 like had anything wrong with him. But like I said, I had no clue about that, and I don't know what he has. If you guys know what's wrong with OVO 40 or 40, comment down below.
The only ones I chase are two ghosts, still giving you classics. That's the only thing that dates me. OVO 40 hunched over like he 80. Tick, tick, tick. How much time he got? That man is 666. I got the devil flow, nigga. 666. Surgical summer with it. Snip, snip, snip. And you don't really want it with him.
If that is true, which it probably is, that's kind of personal to talk about. I don't know how 40's going to feel about that. Hopefully for Drake's response, he's going to go in and make like a crazy beat that slaps. Because if you bring up 40, he's obviously going to get in the beef and he's going to make a crazy beat for Drake to rap on. And if that does happen, I think Drake will have a little advantage because he did have his own beat made for him. He didn't rap over a Jay-Z beat or a popular beat. So comment down below your opinions on the track. Let me know what you think. Who's winning right now, the beef? In my opinion, I think Drake has to come back with something crazy. Like he's definitely going to come back with a track, in my opinion. Like he can't just let that slide. Pusha went in on so many personal things. And if Drake knows some personal like dirt about Pusha T, he's definitely going to bring it up and it might get really crazy. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the whole video. Like I said, comment down below who you think's winning, whose side you're on. And yeah, it's been Trending Tracks, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.